It started with a broken fence and a man who wasn't mine. My name's Lena. I'm 33, married, and living in a quiet town in Costa Rica. My husband, Marco, is a good man, loyal, steady. But somewhere along the way, we became strangers. Maybe it was after the miscarriage, or the nights he spent in front of his laptop barely speaking. He stopped seeing me, and I stopped trying to be seen. Then Eli moved in next door. He was different, calm, present, the kind of man who made you feel like you mattered with just a look. We exchanged hellos, polite, distant, until a summer storm knocked our shared fence down. The next morning, I found him inspecting the damage. "Need a hand?" he asked. I said yes, too quickly. Working beside him was effortless. He showed up with tools and an easy smile. I found myself noticing things I shouldn't. The way he moved, how he smelled of sawdust and something warm. We talked, light at first. He was from Atlanta, looking for a slower life. I told him this house was Marco's idea. I didn't say how lost I felt inside it. Eli listened. Really listened. Marco hadn't asked me a real question in months. One afternoon, our hands brushed, lifting a panel. I laughed. He smiled. Something shifted. That night, I stood at my window longer than I should have, looking toward his house. The fence wasn't the only thing cracking. Something in me was opening. Eli came by the next day. We worked, talked more. He asked about my favorite music, and I told him about old Spanish love songs my mom used to play. He said he'd love to hear them sometime. The way he said it made me forget the silence waiting for me at home. By day 3, I started making lemonade. Extra ice, just how he liked it. He arrived earlier, stayed longer. We weren't just fixing a fence. We were building something unspoken. Then it rained. I stood under the roof edge, watching the drops hit dirt. Eli stepped beside me, close enough to feel. He handed me a mug of coffee. Cinnamon, just the way I liked it. I hadn't told him. Our eyes met. My heart raced. "I should go," I said. He nodded. "See you tomorrow." That night, I lay awake beside Marco's turned back, trying to remember the last time he touched me without being asked. I couldn't blame him. We'd both stopped reaching, but guilt still bloomed. I wasn't the kind of woman who strayed, but there I was, hoping Eli would look for me in the morning. The next day, Eli complimented my dress. I hadn't worn it in months. Marco never noticed. We hadn't crossed a line, but the tension was alive now. It lived in every shared glance, every brush of skin. I told myself it was harmless, but I knew better. Then came the storm, thunderous, unplanned. Eli and I were finishing the last panel when the sky cracked open. Laughing, soaked, I followed him inside. He handed me tea in my own kitchen, like he belonged there. When our fingers touched, I didn't pull away. "I've never met anyone like you," he said, eyes steady. "You carry so much and still smile." "No one said anything like that to me in years," I whispered. Then, slowly, he leaned in and kissed me. It wasn't wild. It was soft, like a question. And I answered. I kissed him back. Because in that moment, it felt like truth. Then I pulled away. "We can't," I said. "I'm married." "I know," he said. "I'm not here to wreck anything. I just couldn't pretend anymore." The silence after that was thick. I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't even know who I was in that moment. "I didn't plan this," I whispered. "I believe you," he said. "But something's broken. You feel it too." That night, I sat alone in the dark. The house felt smaller. I could still feel his kiss, his voice echoing in my chest. For 3 days, I didn't see him. No messages, just wind brushing past the finished fence, like nothing had happened. I kept busy, cleaned already clean rooms, cooked meals Marco barely touched. I was nowhere inside my own life. When Marco asked if I was okay, I wanted to scream. He didn't notice when I cried in the shower, when I stopped singing in the mornings. But now he asked. "I'm fine," I said. It was a lie. I didn't tell Marco about the kiss, not to protect him, but because I didn't know what to do with the truth. Instead, I changed, quietly. I started writing again. I joined a yoga class. When Marco asked me to cancel it for dinner, I said no. He looked confused, but he didn't fight me. That said everything. I saw Eli again one afternoon. He stood by the fence. "You look lighter," he said. "I feel more real," I replied. We left it there. Eli didn't steal me from Marco. He reminded me I had stopped choosing myself. The kiss was a mistake, but the awakening was not. I didn't fall in love with him. I woke up. The fence is fixed now. Strong. Steady. Just like before. But I'm not the same woman.